Meet Kim, a solo young Kenyan man who lives in a tiny cabin.
The challenges that you faced moving here.
Honestly, I was here for like 3-4 months without power. Without power.
Today, I'm traveling from Nairobi to Migori to meet Kim to know exactly how he made it from being jobless in the city to living in a tiny cabin house here in the village.
Describe your life before you moved to the village and built this cabin.
Yeah, it's called Sunrise Cabin.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Good name.
There's a name, Yeah. Okay, my life before I moved to the village, I'll say it was a life of a young man who was really ambitious but struggling at the lowest point ever, because I was in this situation whereby you had a job and then you lost it, and then you need to pay some rent, you need to settle some bills, but you can't. You have some siblings to take care of, but you can't. So I think I was also going to depression at that time. Though they say depression is something different from finance issues, but I will say finance issues brings about depression. So my life was just, I know, full of potential, but the reality on the ground, oh my God, struggles, a broke young man. Yeah, that was my life. Yeah.
So you are broke, meaning you are jobless.
Yeah, for sure.
So what led you to being jobless?
I had a job initially, but then some jobs, they are like under contract. So the contract like ended. And then most of the times when one contract is done, you always have the hopes of getting another contract or maybe being employed again, but it didn't happen that time. So I never got a chance to go back where I was working. And yeah, that's how I ended up in my room, my small bed sitter in Embakasi. Yes, and then I was looking for a job every single day. I'm actually a graphic designer, video editor.
Can you explain the journey of building the cabin and stuff?
Wow, it's a long journey because it didn't start with just building the cabin. It started with the dream and the plan. Honestly, this is something that I visualized when I was in Nairobi. I was thinking of two things. Getting a land and doing poultry farming for layers, the chicken for eggs. And I was also thinking of if content works out, I do off-grid living content. And for the chicken, it didn't work out. But what came first, by God's grace, is doing content, the off-grid living lifestyle here. I had my channel since COVID 2020. But when you're in the city and you're getting started, you don't have a community. You just have your friends subscribing to you, maybe commenting to your small videos you upload. But when I came here, this is a village that has a lot of YouTubers, and I'm happy that I got the warmth around them and the motivation.
Does it mean that you bought the land and built the cabin, or tell us.
I did not buy the land, honestly, guys. Let me just be honest with you. I did not buy the land immediately. It was a dream that I had, and then I had to talk to someone and make them believe that I can buy the land.
Nice.
I made them believe that, I'm going to pay this land in few times, and then I'm done. But I ended up doing twice the duration that we had agreed. And it was bad because it wasn't easy. It wasn't small money because I paid money that I never had before in my life. It was all out of faith and ambition and, the dream, and like, I knew I couldn't go back because I'm the one that supports my mother, so you can't go back to your mom. So I had to do something. I had to make it work. They say forcing issues in court, so I had to force issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
That's nice.
So it was a process of paying the land, gathering materials to build the cabin. Sometimes you build the cabin, they're like, why have you not paid us the land first and you're building the cabin?
Wow.
They don't know whether I have to build to get content.
Oh,
you see?
For you to get the money.
Exactly.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
How much could you say like you've spent to build the cabin?
Land plus the cabin, I would say maybe at least $10,000.
You've already moved in, yeah?
Yeah, actually,
How much have you been here since you moved in?
since February 2024 until to date. Yeah, maybe like 1 year and some 2-3 months.
What are the challenges that you faced moving in now that you are used maybe to living in the rentals,
Yes.
apartments and stuff?
Yeah, honestly, I was here for like 3 4 months without power. Yeah,
Ooh,
without power.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I always
crazy.
and you know I'm doing YouTube, so
Oh no.
I always had to walk every evening to go and charge my phone in the market. you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was saving up to the solar because all these things are not cheap, man. You know, I'm not just a young man with just my life. I have my mom and siblings, so my finances are always spread all over my life. You know, so saving for something for me, for you, if it takes 2 months, for me it can take 4 months. Yeah. So the biggest challenge I faced when I moved in here, it was power. I have water, I have everything I want, I have the shed, but power was the biggest problem, and internet. But now I have both of them. Yeah.
What work do you do now that you are here in the village
Yeah.
and living in your cabin?
Yes.
Like, what do you do for living right now?
For living, I would say maybe the revenue that I get from my YouTube channel, but I'm planning because YouTube is not enough, honestly. I'm planning to do more of entrepreneurship in different corners of business, and I'm learning. So far, I've started a few things with my mom in the village, but I can't call that mine because mom is in control. I also want now to start mine.
What is a typical day like for you
Yeah.
here for a day?
Yeah. Okay, my day is always very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I live alone here,
Mm-hmm.
so I only have birds wake me at my window. You know, the birds love the one-way glass because they can see themselves.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, the birds always wake me up. The
Mm-hmm.
first thing that I do when I wake up, I just sweep my compound.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make my cabin a little bit. It's a small space. You know, make it clean a little bit. You know, go out, open the chicken coop to let my chickens out, and then make some breakfast. I always have a lot of things going on, and I have never admitted that I'm always busy. But trust me, I realize that I've been busy for the longest time ever. Every day, I always have a schedule, things happening, plans, with meeting with people, doing my stuff. Yeah, but I think it's better.
Mm.
It's a golden life for me in the village more than the city because all I could do in the city is just wake up to go and work for someone.
How would you say that your life has changed since you moved into the cabin?
I think I can see my purpose clearly,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, and I can save more now,
Mm-hmm.
and I can. I mean, I think I can see the end of the tunnel clearly. I know what I want to achieve. I get enough time to think about this place to see whether there is something I want to change, and above all, saving, because at least I'm not paying bills now. I'm
The
here.
advantages of living in a cabin, especially in the village like this, where they're not used to houses
Yeah.
like this.
Advantages is because it's a simple space to manage, you
Mm.
know. But if you're used to having a big house, then you will be bored here. The advantages is just easy to manage, and the expenditure will be a little bit lower than living in another big house because of you have to pay for some things. Sometimes in rentals you also have to pay for trash. For me, I can dig a pit and burn. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, you see.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the disadvantages?
Honestly, this is too, I mean, far away from civilization. Sometimes you're not even posted on what is happening around the world or maybe in Kenya. Sometimes you are behind, you know, as far as the news and the current affairs are concerned.
By the way.
If you don't follow up, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah, another disadvantage is that when you're in the city, somehow you can be smart, composed, but in the village, you can just live with a short and a t-shirt for like, you know, and then that glory of being a man sometimes can, you know, like vanish, you know.
Oh, I
Yeah.
understand. How do you handle the lack of space in your cabin?
I would say, yeah, it's lack of space, but it was all intentional. Having being able to lack the space, it was intended. You know, that's why it's called a tiny cabin. You know,
Wow.
it's a tiny cabin, and it's a category of cabins. You know, we believe in living big in tiny space. If I show you my bed, there's a lot of drawers behind. You know,
For storage.
yeah, for storage.
nice.
Yeah, so I only handle the lack of space by minimizing the small space I have. Yes, to have everything fitted. And also, I handle it by having a few items to carry with me inside the cabin. I don't have a lot, even clothes. I just have few clothes. Yeah, not many.
Do you have neighbors and if yes,
Mhm.
how is the relationship with them?
Wow, I have neighbors. At first, it wasn't easy because I am a Kamba. I don't come from this place, so
Yeah.
the language isn't my tongue.
Mm.
So, at first they were like, because of what they believe with YouTube, in this community they believe at some point YouTubers are like a cult worshippers.
Rituals or something.
Rituals or
I
something, yeah,
understand.
because how would you hold a camera like this and make money?
And who are you talking to?
Yeah, who are you talking to in that phone or that small
Exactly.
camera? So it was tough, but they are really adjusting with, allowing us and maybe getting used to us in the community. But sometimes it's tough. Someone the other day actually charged me,
Oh.
yeah, charged me because when I was cutting the logs, one of the young men who were doing the job, they let the logs fall on the corn, So they were like, you have to buy me manure. Yeah, and because I don't want it to go further, like to the Minister of Agriculture and maybe the local government, I said, okay, I'll buy the manure. To just, yeah. I mean, it's not easy. Sometimes I have the best neighbors
Yeah.
that they are like, him. If it wasn't for you, man, I could have done this in another worse level.
You are in the village. What do you do for entertainment and socialization?
Mostly when I have my friends here, I always have the bonfires in the evening and barbecue. And I have a nice speaker inside there. I have also Wi-Fi. I used not to have all that, but now I can be online 24/7. And I can have my friends over. We enjoy, have fun. Sometimes when we have time, we just go out where we have big hotels, hotels like Joffa. Yeah.
How do you stay connected with the world, like the internet, now that you are in the village and live in a cabin?
Yeah. The good thing is the job that I do, YouTube. The fact that I'm engaging with people from different parts of the world every day in my videos. I get to know what is happening. People share what is happening from their end on the comment section. My job is like the advantage. If it wasn't for YouTube, then I'll be like, off the grid.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was like for future plans that you have for your cabin.
Yes. Actually, in a few months, it won't be a cabin. It will be cabins.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
If you realize the space is bigger back there, the land is a little bit bigger, and if you can see, we have a lot of logs down there because we have a project coming up. Plan to have a story building, but a wooden one.
Wow.
The ground floor we have the kitchen and like a dining area, and the first floor whereby we have like games like table tennis. We have games like pool table. You can also have conference meetings there, and then a small balcony that you can chill and take some breakfast or lunch, having the view of this area. That is just the kitchen plus that area, and then we'll have 2 more cabins that are like self-contained. This cabin here doesn't come with a washroom. The washroom is outside, but the other cabins will be like self-contained. Yeah. You can actually book this place and come with friends and live here with them alone without anyone interrupting you.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone who is considering a lifestyle such like yours?
I would say don't just do it for just a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't have a purpose joined together with it, you'll get bored quickly.
Oh.
If I was living here for just living, without content creation and without the plan of making it a business place, I would have left long time ago. It's an honest review and an honest point of view from me, to be honest. You can easily be bored and start missing the city actually. So if you want to have this life, do not shift to this life completely. Stay connected still to the city, yes, and just do this with a bigger purpose more than just coming to stay for the sake of staying.
Wow.
Yeah, have a purpose joined with the off-grid life.
Would you say is the rewarding aspect of living in the cabin?
I think number one, you heal a lot, especially having been in the city like me and I'm a young man from a poor family, I would say,
exactly.
and then you have to grind and build a life. So when I've been in the city, it has been tough for me. So I have those wounds and the memories. Sometimes when I go to Nairobi sometimes a lot off camera. I don't like filming when I go there. So I see some places and then I have these memories. Oh, I remember this, I remember.
A difficult thing to adjust to living in a cabin and in the village.
The community. The community, if they are not welcoming, trust me. Because I had an issue. There is a home down here, just after my fence here. The man of the home, He's one of those people that believes we are like bad people, content creators. So one day I was painting this cabin, and his son was seated at the gate just watching me paint. And I didn't, you can't tell a young man, go away, because if you chase him, you might be told you are a bad person.
Exactly.
I just let the young man enjoy watching the painting. So that man took that opportunity to come and quarrel with me without even saying, hello, can I come in? And then he was like, I don't want to see my son at your place again, blah, 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 a lot of things. And I was like, so if you have like such neighbors, like all around you, you might be like, when you look at this one side, you feel like you are suffocating. The other side, you are suffocating. So the toughest thing ever to handle in the off-grid, or maybe in deep in the village like here, it's when the community is on your neck. But when you have beautiful souls around you, even with that one person that is negative, if 4 of them out of 5 are good, that one, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest expense now that you are living in the cabin compared to before?
The biggest expense for me right now, it's the fact that every single penny that I get, I have to invest it here. Personally, I don't remember the last time. The other day I went to buy some clothes, and then I was like, it has been a minute since the last time I bought clothes, So mostly every single time I get money, I think of my farm. Oh my God, I need more iron sheets. I need these. I need bricks. So the biggest expense for me, honestly, it's just developing. In the off-grid, we go there to develop. Even when you're not building a home, even if it's not like a cabin center for me, the biggest expense in the remote areas is developing a home. A home really consumes a lot. In a very joking way. You have like 3 men, 4 men working for you in the evening. They go out with like a 4,000.
Wow.
And then the materials they use that day is like 10,000. Tomorrow the same. Like $1 million in off-grid when you're developing a home is like a nothing. It's like nothing.
Looking back, is there anything that you would have done differently?
Yeah, it's doing what I'm doing earlier than the time that I'm doing it now.
Oh,
yeah.
I was always for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could have done all these earlier because I had the time and the capability to do these. It's just the fear of failure.
And so, what would you tell a young person out there who is struggling with life and they don't know what they can do? You're still young,
Yeah.
And we can say somehow you've made it in life. You want a cabin,
a property.
What would you tell them? Yeah,
I would say the biggest problem that we have, everyone knows what they want to do. Honestly, Stella, everyone out here watching, they know what they want to do with their life.
True.
But making the step of faith to just get started is always the problem.
I know.
Yeah, that is what everyone struggles with. But most of the time, the environment that you are in and the people that you have around, that is the problem. If you can exist alone without having a circle that is dictating what you're doing, I'll give you only 3 months. You'll find yourself making good and better decisions without even knowing, and just having that zeal of just wanting to make it. The fire has to build in you first, that fire of wanting to make it, just to build within you. And I'll also say, please, when you're doing all this, just make sure that you go legit, because I know we have a lot of shortcuts in
exactly in this generation.
Yes,
of course.
I love the world that builds up slowly,
Step by step.
People might think, she's wasted, or maybe he's not going to make it. But you know what? That small step every single year, every single month, after some months or some years, it accounts to a very big, good name and some nice wealth. Permanent. But shortcuts,
God, I beg. Okay, that is a proverb in his tribal language. That is a story of Kim, from the city, all the bustling and hustling, to living in a tiny cabin house. I know some of you have been encouraged. I don't know what you can do with this information, but you know what you want. It's either now or never.
Sure.
Get started, okay?
Sure,
As he has said.
Yeah.
So you can tell them your social media handles where they can get you, or anything that you need them to know about you. Okay.
On internet, generally, social media, everywhere, the name Royal Kim is the name that I use. Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok, on YouTube. Royal Kim, Royal for just Royal, and Kim, the spelling is Kheem.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So guys, see you on the next one. And if you like videos like this, please make sure to subscribe. Remember, here success stories every moment. See you on the next one.